Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Smart Poker YouTube channel. Another episode of Sundazed and Confused, episode number 115. It's a beautiful spring Sunday this morning, and I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. As always, I'm here with my wife, Crispy Wannabe.
Cheers, everybody.
And
hope you all having a fabulous Sunday. We're about to roll up a blunt.
We are going to roll a blunt here, and we got a few topics we're going to talk about, but we will invite our romies to come on and hang out and talk with us if you'd like. Let's see. There you go. I'm trying to roll this blunt. It was dry. I had to lick it all down and wait for it to soften up before I could even attempt to roll it, but it was going to fall apart. The gas station by my house always seems to have these dry blunts. I gotta get more people.
Yeah,
smoking.
we gotta get we gotta find a new vendor for our blunts.
Gas station.
Like to have have to maybe hit somewhere that has a humidor.
Yeah, there's a place they put in not far from here that sells that stuff. I assume theirs would be better. Cheers, Sheldon, Decoy, Nova.
Seed Person 1, Flower Felon.
Yeah, we got a couple topics. I put them down on my phone so I could remember what they was. And one of them's an oldie but a goodie. And we often think about this, my wife and I, and that is the difference between regs and femmes. And she posed a question to me, and I told her earlier, I said, that's a question I've been asking for a long time. And I've gotten mixed response. You want to remember what we want to tell them what it is? I'm going to roll this up.
Oh, you mean like the mixed response? The question I have is there a loss? Like when you have the autoflower, there are certain losses because of the ruderalis in.
When you mix that in,
when you mix that into the genes, you're taking something away, so the plant won't be as strong or as terpy, or something's removed, something is less than.
Yeah.
So I was, wondering, is that the same for a seed that has been feminized, that you're adding the colloidal silver? Does it take anything away genetically by having it feminized as opposed to being regular?
Yeah.
Are regular seeds better?
A lot of people say it. And then we started thinking back to the tent full of regular seeds that we did, and everything that come down was pretty damn good, compared to the majority of levels.
Yeah. But we don't have enough data yet. We would have to just we're picking up the data just slowly but surely. We're only noticing what on a small scale of what we're doing in our own garden.
Well, let's think about it. When we take a plant and paint it down here, I got to get the link up there. I forgot to pin it. You take a plant and you pin and you spray it down with silver thiosulfate or the other silver that you mentioned, and then that inherently takes out the male chromosome in the genetics when it's passed on, and therefore you get yourself the feminized seed. That might be a real quick layman's term, but that's how I see it. And we're also against genetically modified and all this other shit and heavy metals and stuff, but it doesn't seem weird that we put silver on something and everybody's totally cool with it. Like I'm curious of, like you said, what happens there that's going to make something not be as strong?
And what it stems from, like when Smart and I first started out growing autoflowers, a lot of people are like, autoflowers, oh, you don't want to grow those autoflowers. They're less than.
Yeah.
They're not as strong. They're not as potent. They're not this. They're not that. And it seemed like they just got a bad rap. So is that the same for do they get that less than feminized? Obviously, the community doesn't think of it that way. When you say you're running fem seeds,
I think there's some truth to that. The autos are without. I believe that, and it's almost physics. You have to make room for the ruderalis. Therefore, something has to go. And so you're going to get a less than product than you would if you grew the. I hate to say this photo period counterpart, because I guess it just doesn't kind of work out like that, but I think you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah. And I want to say thanks, Dad's Tent. They say autos were dog shit a few years ago, and the bad rep was real. And I get that too. I've heard that before. Like autos from back in the day, like geneticists have come a long way. So,
well, the first auto was made in 1996, if I remember correctly. What's up, Seed Man?
Seed person, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are y'all?
Oh, we're doing great. Good
the
to see you.
First auto was not made in 1996 or whatever you just said. The first
when
auto
was
it? Made probably millions of years ago by Mother Nature. It's called Ruderalis. Then humans took the photoperiod plant and they bred it into it.
Okay, the first human made.
Sorry, I'm being a
autoflowers. I think that's what I can remember. Like for commercial sale, I think it was in like 96.
The Lowrider, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like a really shitty Ruderalis cross. And then they took that and bred it. And I want to say it was, what's that girl's name in Spain that worked with Dan Jimmy on the Autoflower Network?
I cannot recollect.
But yeah, they did some really good stuff on the Gem was the strain. I remember they were like the first ones to take Autoflower to like F6 or something like that. So
what do you think? Do you think something was lost by making feminized seeds?
The stability, I think. And I'm not knocking feminized seeds because I like feminized seeds, but I have noticed a higher number of like nanners and things like that in feminized seeds than regular seeds that I've grown.
Good point.
That's interesting.
I've heard a lot of people reiterate that same.
And, a lot of those are going to be not necessarily like viable pollen and not going to seed out your whole crop or whatever. There's a chance, but, from what I've experienced, the plant gets a little bit more touchy on that. I'm going to die. I better throw some nanners kind of.
When it's treated with silver, you mean?
Yeah, when it's a feminized strain, I think it's more on a hair trigger for that sort of genetic expression.
I've heard a lot of people say that same sort of thing, and I believe it to be true. I believe that to be very true. So it does lose something. We're thinking that it loses I don't want to say it, the capability to handle a little extra stress maybe or something, and it makes it more of a, like you said, stability thing. And that's cool to think that through. Now,
does that go hand in hand with like working a line, like for stability purposes? Like when you're making a strain and you're working that line and you're making it feminized, you're working out some of those stresses. I mean, that's just the way my mind has it.
I don't think working a line actually equates to feminized seeds. I think working a line is taking regs and working them down so you get what you want.
And then adding, okay.
That's feminized really not involved with that at all. You could maybe feminize it later.
Then would feminizing it come into play?
I would assume for the market.
Kyle Breeder only uses females for his stable of breeding, but he spent 4 years stressing the shit out of a bunch of different plants to find the ones that were really stable and then use those for feminized breeding.
Yeah, that's how that's the picture I had in my mind, that the geneticist would be working that line, getting all the
things corrected,
getting those things corrected, and then adding, or to make that already feminized seed more stable and working out those genetics.
Here's what I'm doing with my little bit of pollen chucking that I'm working on right now. I really loved the platinum float and I really loved the green crack. So I reversed the green crack and I pollinated the platinum float with that. And then those seeds are feminized. So I was able to get a couple out of that. I'm growing those out and I'm going to be crossing it into a regular line of some landrace stuff.
Okay.
And then once that'll bring it back to the regular, genetics or whatever. It'll have that Y in there. So then I'll have males and females, and then I can take a male and cross it back to the original female cross of the green crack and the platinum float to bring that, what I want out of that, into the regular line. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I would be growing males out and crossing them back to the original female.
I see what you're doing there. I'm reading it. I'm reading there in the chat too. It says people are using. What's it? How did he say it? It locks in. It keeps feminizing, locks in certain traits. I've been mulling that over, and I guess keeps us locked out of a bunch of stuff. So I don't understand what that means. I guess the seeds that you're getting that are feminized, when you grow those and you try to use those to breed or something like that, you're not going to get exactly what you would get in the parental lineage because you lock that out somehow by, does that make sense? That's the only thing I can think of. And then it says, maybe I missed it. Some dudes use only true males and females. Some use intersex. Yeah. See, I don't think. It seems like, I don't know, the intersex ones.
It's a little confusing for me. I am not going to lie. You know how it all works.
It is tough because here's what they were saying before. When I was watching the breeding show, they were saying if you can get a certain plant to go out, if you can interbreed it all the way out to like 10 lines, you have total heterozygosity or some shit. If it even will continue to reproduce when it's that inbred. And if you can do that for a male and a female or something, I guess, and you put them together, you're going to get great plants, but they alone are going to look like shit because they're so inbred. And that seems so backwards and it only works good for plants or something. It really starts to get me wondering, Let me smoke this blunt while I ponder it.
I'll tell you what, it doesn't work with people.
No.
You ever see the movie Wrong Turn? Yeah.
So when they were saying about locking stuff in, if you grow a strain and it's just like something amazing that you have to have, you want to share it with people, but you can't necessarily get clones and give them all out, you want to do seeds, then you would self that plant, right? You'd reverse part of it and pollinate itself, and then those seeds you would take and you would find the closest one to the original plant and cross it to that plant again, feminize it again, and keep doing that and reversing the offspring back to the original mom to lock in that specific trait that you want. Let's say it smells like apricots or something. You would find the most apricot smelling offspring and then reverse it back to the mom. And then take those seeds, grow them out, find the most apricot smelling offspring and reverse it back to the original mom again, and keep doing that until every single seed is the exact same, which is what you were saying.
Yeah, and you know what? It just gives me such respect for these breeders because that's just a lot of work. When you get these seeds and you're getting them ready and putting them in the ground, you get like all the work that went in for you to get that good harvest.
Well, they were saying if you could be the one dude that possesses like an S or those two heterozygotic plants that have been taken out so far, they'll, like he's saying, they create the same seeds every time. And that's why when you look at a field of corn and shit, they're all the same height, all the same size, because that's what a lot of that shit they genetically modify and then they self it and all this. And and I know corn's different, but it does get you walking down that path of alleles and heterozygosity and all the different things, progenies, all these different words I keep hearing over and over. And I got my book out. Since I don't have social media right now, I'm going to start reading my Jeff Lowenfeld books and some of the other ones I have. I want to get them as voice books.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, that way you can like put them, play them while you're working, which is nice.
Yeah. Audio book. That's it. What else I had here? That's good stuff though, because I guess one of the reasons we should say why we was asking was we're going to start trying to grow a lot more regs and not sex test them. And it's something we kind of want to move forward and do. And we're going to take more clones and actually keep them and flower them and shit. So we were really into the regs the last couple of days talking about it. And I told my wife, do you recognize every regular seed we ever grew, we enjoyed? But we cannot say that about any other seeds feminized autos or any, I guess that's it. But
But yeah, Smart and I have never done the whole flip the seeds and pick out the males and females just with the regs, and I think that would be fun. Although it is a lot of fun doing the Farmer Freeman sex test, we do want to try just to, flip them on our own, pick out those males, start a bunch of seeds, and try it that way.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have them rocking and rolling. We're gonna fill up a tent. Well, we'll probably take like all 20 seeds or whatever and fill them up and see what we got, or mix them about a bunch of different regs, which people are going to say we're crazy because they'll finish at different times and they'll grow at different heights.
Yeah.
But I'll take that over having a monocrop because I just can't smoke the same bud all the time. I don't know what it is. I don't know if a lot of people are like that, but I smoke a couple jars and I'm good. I don't mind if we have those jars or that same bud come back later in the down the line. But I don't want to just continually keep smoking for, 18 jars of the same exact bud, one after another. That to me is like, ugh, that kind of takes away why I'm growing. But I don't grow for profit or for a specific medicinal strain.
Because we haven't found it yet. I'm sure when we find that one that is like, oh my goodness, this is taking away all of our pain. We hear a lot of these different strains working for people, especially with your back pain, smut.
Yeah.
If we find that strain, I bet things would change. But we're ever evolving, Smart and I in our grow fashion, in our ideas and our the whole thought process behind like where we've come from and where we're heading.
I think a lot of people evolve in that way because we have an understanding of what we think we know about cannabis. And then when you get into the community, you start learning and you realize like, oh man, and as the knowledge comes to you, you want to change things because, and so I think everyone's ever evolving. I don't know. Things change, right? But
things change. Plus you want to have fun.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're doing it right, and it's constantly changing. Sorry, Crispy.
There's always ways we can up our game a little bit, right? I mean, there's tried and true methods, no doubt. You can throw them in 5-gallon pots, toss them out in the sun, and you'll get a harvest. And some people consider that growing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And there's a lot of people out there that cut and take and test. And someone said in the thing, they were bringing up what Spartan recommended. Take the clones and then sex the clones or flip the clones and see what they are, which is great. But we're just going to flip the whole shebang. We'll start all the seeds that we want, and then many more, and hope that we get maybe 50% of them to turn out. And if we don't, we just maybe veg a little longer and fill up the space.
I was thinking like, why haven't we tried this before? But it just it's coming right on time for the experimentation for us to have fun. We're doing something different.
I
like to have fun in the garden.
I'm ready to drop the next bomb on of what I think I've been seeing lately. Well, what I think I've put together in my head is that, and someone brought this up before, and it sounded like total bullshit to me at the time, but I'm starting to think there might be something to it. Is that if we take a seed and we grow it and keep it, if we can veg it for a long time and grow it into a big ass plant, and it doesn't seem as good than if we keep it in a 1-gallon pot and keep it small and only get like 1.5 ounces off of it. It seems like the 1.5 ounces is much better. Could be from the same 5-pack of seeds or whatever. But every time we grow the bigger plants, they don't seem to have the same kick as some of the smaller ones. And someone mentioned once that it's called something like potency dilution. There's only so much to go around, and the bigger you grow your plant, the thinner you spread it. And I thought to myself, that just doesn't sound right. Genetics don't seem to work like that. But it seems like the smaller plants and the smaller pots grow, and obviously the buds are nicer, harder, and less of them to control. It's easier to get nicer buds, but it seems like the bud might be better when from smaller plants. Am I retarded, or I'm sorry, I shouldn't say it. Am I an idiot for thinking that?
I don't know. It sounds strange too. Like that there would be like There's only so much potency. I don't know.
Just seems like
I don't know, but Smut is onto something because it seems like we like our small plants. Like in our solo cups have shocked the hell out of us by coming out to be fire when we really mistreated them, kept them small.
Absolutely. Because I see, person, I seen you unmuted. Was you going to say you noticed that, or was you going to say we're whack? We're whack.
I think. Well, so I personally, are you thinking just seeds, or are you thinking like a big plant versus a small plant, same strain, same clone? Because I've done that small plant, big plant, and I haven't noticed a difference really on the same strain.
I was going to say, I can't say a clone, but I know we popped 5 packs of seeds. Like, here's a perfect example. I think it was the one. I think it was no, maybe it wasn't Ghost Train Haze. One of the plants we grew a while back. It got a lot bigger, and it was pretty good. And then we grew it again in the smaller pot, and it came out. And I was thinking, I'd much rather have this bud than the old one, and it seemed better. And I can't remember what strain it was.
But I don't think that you can look at it that way because they were 2 different grows, 2 different environments, 2 different.
Think back
they were
on
seeds
it, though.
from the same.
We really haven't had a small plant that we haven't liked, and we've had many big plants. I don't know. It just, like I said, it's nothing that I have concrete evidence on. It just seems like there's something to it. And
I think the older a plant is, maybe affects it as well.
Yeah.
I think, like, if you're holding on to genetics for a couple of years, like, there's going to be differences in the genetics from when it first started as a seed, right? Like, just from fucking like subatomic particles hitting stuff and causing little mutations and shit.
Yep. And I want to say cheers to our buddy Rolling Smoke here. A little bit of a off the topic of whatever we were just talking about. It says, hey, for nerve pain after years of looking for help, I found it. It got me off pain meds completely. So I want to say congratulations there. Welcome to having your life back and being in control. Is GG4 plus ChemD from CSI Humboldt. It's been a godsend. There's that Humboldt again.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. That is awesome. We were just talking about when you find that strain that kills your pain, it can make all of the difference. And I think that if Smart and I would find strains like that on our journey, we would definitely consider monocrop. I think it's foolish for us to say we're not doing that when at one time we said we're never growing anything but autos. But look at us now, spreading our wings.
And I always said I'd never want all that pot work from growing little plants. I always used to say that to myself, like, damn, this dude got like 100 plants on that little table. And that's exactly how I would grow nowadays. But 4 years ago, I was like, hell no, look at all that. That's all that pot work. He could grow 4 plants and get the same weight. And now I realize, it's kind of like when you're 40 and you look back when you're
18. I feel like we're growing up now.
Yeah, when you look back and you're 18, you're thinking, man, when I was 18, I didn't know shit. But I really did think I thought I had the world by the balls. And I guess that's part of ever evolving that my wife mentioned, But I really am good. I'm happy for you, Rolling Smoke. You got off pain meds completely. You should, that's something to be very proud of because many of our brothers and sisters don't get the chance to get off that stuff, and it sometimes can take them down hard. And that doesn't mean they have to die, but they, it can really wreck you for a long time. So good for you, man. And GG4, that GG seems like to be a lot of medicine for a lot of people. Do you notice that? People say, I found this strain, and maybe just GG's a part of it or whatever. But
someone else was just talking about the Chem Dog or the Chem being some good pain relief.
Rolling Smoke, man, that's awesome.
Like the cheap fish.
It was all about at the beginning when Josie found the strain.
Yeah,
giving clones out to everybody, just saying, here, just grow it out, smoke it. It's medicine. This is the best shit for pain.
Ain't that the fucking coolest thing, man? Here's the medicine. Give it to everybody you can think of,
Hell yeah, that is pretty cool.
Hey, man, I'm taking pills right now, Rolling Hills. Let me tell you what they're called. I won't take opiates either. I used to have a problem with that shit. So right now, I've had a couple back surgeries and shit, and they're making this. They're making me. Well, I asked for steroids, and they said it was unwise for me to continue taking steroids as often I'd had for degenerative disc disease in my lower back. So they gave me this. First, they gave me meloxicam. Didn't really seem to help at all. Then they gave me this shit, and I'm not a fan of taking pills, but it's called diclofenac. Diclofenac, and it's a freaking miracle drug if you have back pain. From what I understand, it's supposed to be prescribed for people that have horrible arthritis. And I don't know if it's something I can take long term or whatever, but I told the lady I got 2 big contracts. My back's killing me. I got to get this work done. I need to be mobile. And this is what they gave me instead of that. And I wasn't very hopeful. And that just goes to show I don't know what works and what doesn't, but this stuff's working, and it doesn't have really any side effects. Like, it doesn't make you tired or dizzy or anything weird. So makes it seem a little less harmful, but it's still a pill that came from Big Pharma. And, there's a fine line. When you're in that much pain, you have to do something, right?
Oh, yeah. Pain's a big motivator for, a lot of things. You want to continue your life, your quality of life. You got to get that under wraps. If you,
I guess this shit's like the next step up after the meloxicam, but I don't know if I could take it for long periods of time. That always worries me. It messed my stomach up and shit. Hey, there's the update. Or there's Jace.
What's going on, guys?
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you all. Coming in late. Just had breakfast. I joined in late. I'm stuffed now.
Oh, right.
That's good. Man. Nice full belly. That's how I roll. I like to roll like that all day. Nice full belly and ready to roll.
We had a hell of a breakfast here. We made bacon and eggs, and I made old-fashioned milk gravy that my grandpa used to make. We had biscuits, man, and it was so good. So I know to me, I'm sitting here feeling like a fat rat myself, man. I was eating good all the morning.
Yeah, sounds good. The funny thing is my wife, her side of the family, I've never heard of this before, but they like something called chocolate gravy. You ever heard of that?
What is it? Chocolate gravy.
Yeah, so it's pretty much kind of like white gravy, but you put in cocoa powder, and I don't know how to make it, but it's like chocolate flavored.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, I used to put chocolate cocoa powder in my grits because I wasn't a fan of grits. It made it more like cocoa wheats. You ever eat cocoa wheats before, Jace?
I don't think so. I've had cocoa pebbles.
No,
it's a hot old-fashioned hot cereal.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what it is, but it's pretty good. You have to check it out. How's your plants doing, man?
Well, let's take a look here.
It's so bright I can't see.
We were waiting on Sour D, weren't we?
Oh, it's up.
Yeah. No, it didn't come up.
Oh, son of a gun.
Yeah, I think I'm going to throw in the towel on that one.
Hey, but I see that other one's up, so you got a 5-pack.
Yeah, 5 out of 6 ain't bad. I mean, for my first try, so I'm not disappointed. But that Sour D was the one I was wanting the most. But honestly, that's the easiest one to replace here because I can just grab a clone for it. That Laughing Buddha, that's the runt. That was the last one to come up, so it's got some catching up to do. That Blue Dream is the biggest one. It's got its second set of leaves going.
Yeah, it was bigger it was the big one last week too. Oh, it's cool, man.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to. I've got a pretty good clone provider here. They're exclusive for dispensaries. They don't serve as commercial grows. So they have a facility, and they just, cut clones and drop them off at dispensaries locally here, a bunch of dispensaries. So I'm pretty sure they more than likely have a Sour D sitting around somewhere. So I'm kind of in between. I'm either going to have to wait because these are too small. I get a clone, it's going to be 2 to 3 times the size of this.
Yeah.
But if they don't, then I got to call them in. They got to cut it. That takes 7 to 10 days for it to root. So it's kind of a guessing game.
Yeah. Yes, it is. And that's the one you wanted the most, man.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm excited about all the strains. I don't know if I've tried any of these, to be honest. I'm sure I had some Sour D back in high school. That's when California first legalized the medical marijuana back in the mid-'90s, I believe.
96.
Yeah, so I'm sure we got some of that sour D from Cali up here. Back in the day, you couldn't be picky and you didn't know what you were buying basically. So it either smoked good or it didn't. You didn't know what strain it was.
Hey, seed person, did you grow some Acapulco Gold recently?
No, that wasn't me.
Somebody had that.
Yeah, I can't remember who was doing the Acapulco Gold.
I've heard of the Laughing Buddha. I've heard of that. I think that might be an older strain.
It sounded good. I was just trying to get my six going, and I was torn between that. I was thinking about Maui Wowie or like a Super Silver Haze or something, but that seems like it's kind of played out. Blue Dream's supposed to be really good. I don't think I've ever had that. And you like that Blue Dream?
I do. I like the Blue Dream, and she was really nice and easy to grow too for us.
Well, that Strawberry Cough, that's supposed to be Kyle Cushman's. I don't know if he created that strain or he just made it famous, but I saw a review that he was doing, and he basically said that Blue Dream is like a light version of Strawberry Cough, so it's supposed to be the same, but a little bit stronger than Blue Dream.
Where'd you get those seeds from?
I bought them all from Seedsman, but they're most of them are Barney's Farm.
Okay.
Like that. Yeah, like that. The Sour Diesel, that was Barney's Farm. And I had the Strawberry Cough, that came from Dutch Passion.
Okay.
And then, let's see, everything else came from Barney's Farm except for the Jack and the Blue Dream. That's just a white label Seedsman brand. Like for the Blue Dream.
Yeah. Huh. Cheers Automation, XY, Hooley, Decoy, Mr. Fokker, APM. Hey, they're saying can't go wrong with Barney's Farms gear. Yeah.
They look happy and healthy.
Yeah, so far so good. I'm happy with what they're doing so far. I've been gradually upping the dosage on their feeding. I think I'm up to almost 600 now, I think. And I might start fertigating them twice a day now. I'm starting to adjust my life cycle to the 18.6. I've been running them 24 hours a day.
Yeah, that's how we start out. We do the seedlings in the 24-hour, 24/7.
They're coming along nicely, man.
Yeah, thanks. Like I said, I'm happy about this first run from seed. I had the one that didn't pop, but it happens, so I'm not disappointed. Like I said, I'll just pick up a clone.
Yeah, that's nice. You can just run out and grab a clone to make that. But that's really good rates right there. 5 out of 6, man. I'd take that.
Might I pick your brain for your chemistry knowledge, seed person, Jace, and or anyone in chat with your ears on? So my wife and I, we enjoy having potted flowered plants in our front porch. We put chains up, we moved in, we hang potted plants there. Looks real pretty when you come down the road.
We pick petunias.
We get petunias, red, white, and blue. That way they match the flag that's flying by them. So, because last year we bought those and they did pretty good. But the lady told us, hit them with Miracle Grow. She goes, that's what keeps them great. Give them Miracle Grow. We was giving them a runoff last year. We're not growing this year at this time. And so I Googled what's the NPK ratio for petunias. And it said 10, 30, 20. And then I thought, smart, you don't even know how to take the nutrients that you have up in the grow room and create a 10, 30, 20. And I'm a little embarrassed to say that. And I wonder if you guys could help me out. If anybody uses them kind of nutrients, do I just add them up from each bottle? I know it sounds stupid.
I would go to go to GH's website and look at feed charts, and just
that's a great idea.
I mean, I would see if there's like a weekly. There is a weekly feed chart, and you can just take that and use the light feed and start giving it to your plant, your petunias, and just follow it through the whole schedule.
I want them to get real nice.
If you feel like they need more.
They're going to outgrow their pot size, so I'm going to have to give them.
Dude, you should do it.
You know what I mean?
Fucking huge ass plants on your front porch.
Dude, they get big and they hang down. Only thing that sucks when they lose all the leaves, it kind of sucks because they stick to everything. But they are pretty. Now, I wanted to say this last year. I guess it wasn't just us. The lady said everybody had them. I didn't know if she was indicating that we had got them from her, which I know probably wasn't it, but that's just how we all think as cannabis growers. But she said, "Oh, everybody had them last year," and I was like, "Hold up."
Because when we went and got our petunias this year, we had mentioned that it was unfortunate that last year that we had gotten bugs, and that's when she said that it was really bad in the area. That almost everybody that she was encountering had come across them. The aphids. She said that they were aphids, and I thought we walked past those plants through our front door and
into our house.
I thought eventually up to the grow room, and we didn't really know what they were. They were so infested too. It just.
And I was like, this is a perfect time to test out the old Dr. Zymes, right? And I'm talking, these things were getting zapped, bro. They just had a fuzz to them. So I took them and hung them out back in the trees and just hosed them down with Dr. Zymes. And I did it, 2 or 3 times? And that was it. On a 1 gallon sprayer, I pump sprayer 1 gallon, sprayed the shit out of them. And they were thick, man, like a wool bat. And we did start to get some back, but it took them so long to recover that the cold weather was coming and it wasn't worth messing with them anymore. But I will say, for that hard of an infestation, I was surprised if anything would bring them back, you know, and it did bring a few flowers back. So I'm thinking this year I might do a little preemptive sprays just to be safe, you know.
What time were you doing it when you were spraying? Was it in the daytime or okay?
Yeah, I would have been out there watering my garden and spraying them in the evenings, you know.
Yeah, we do that in the evening.
Don't use Dr. Zymes in direct sunlight because it'll burn the shit out of the plants. I did that on accident one time.
It's an oil. It'll stay beaded up and really concentrate that. Hey, look what Holy says. Petunias have an acid you put on them and they can make them different colors. It's cool. The bulbs will keep coming back. You can buy a fertilizer for petunias that will jack them up. And I think he's right. They have special like roses, petunias.
Yeah, we might have to look into
doing
something like that.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for great advice, seed person.
Isn't that called phytotoxicity?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you, that commercial grow I worked at, it was in a greenhouse, so we had to shut the light up curtain just enough to get enough light in so we could see what we're doing and then spray it, let them dry out. Otherwise, it would fry the plants.
Yep.
Yeah, we always did it at night. Oh, well, right as the sun was down and we could see very little light. That's just the time we like to head on out. I want to say hello to XYZ Vector in the house. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm just chasing down a flashing light in my tent.
Are you feeling better? Like as far as you had the sniffles a little bit.
Yeah, I had the Rona there for a minute, but yeah, I'm feeling better.
Oh,
glad you're feeling better, man.
Did you have the Corona?
Yeah, unfortunately. And it wasn't the beer, damn it. I took in the beer over the Rona.
Hey, I'm glad you're feeling better.
I am too.
Yeah, just a little bit rough on the back of the throat, but it's far better. I was about to die Thursday. He had just put a fork in me. I was done.
Oh yeah. Well, we're glad you're so much better.
What flavor are we smoking today there, Smart? I can
This
hear
is,
you coughing.
We got a little mixture.
We got a mixture
going down.
It's 50-50 blunt. Half of it's Ghost Train Haze, and half of it is a Black Lime Reserve cross that we got from our friend OC Grower 76.
Frosty.
Oh, it shit'll take the lump out of a camel's back, man.
There you go.
Hey,
Nice.
back to the runoff that you guys were talking about. I'm curious about that too, because once I set up my auto watering system, I'm going to have a condensate pump pumping it out to the front of my house. I have some bushes and shrubs there. I wonder how that's going to affect those. I'll either have some big ass plants or some dead ass plants in front of my house.
You know what? I'm gonna like a disclaimer here. Last year we have hydrangeas and they didn't bloom, and I think that when I was first putting my runoff off, I was only mixing it down like 50-50, and I didn't even check the EC or the pH. I just mixed it and threw it on them, and that plant didn't bloom, and I think that might have had something to do with it. So when I noticed that, I put like a quarter. I mixed it like 3 parts water to 1 part of my runoff. At that
yeah, that's interesting because, like I think you were saying, Miracle Grow is like 20-10-10. That's a lot stronger than what we use, and even the runoff would be even weaker than that, I would think.
I'm glad you brought up Miracle Grow. This is wild, man. These are all things I've been talking about with people over the course of the week. Miracle Grow, I find myself walking through the aisles of sacks of soil everywhere, and in the garden center down at the Lowe's, and there's the Miracle Grow organic version, and I thought to myself, I just can't put those two together, man. Miracle Grow and organic, and I'm thinking like that's like an oxymoron, So I didn't look into it or anything, and I'm curious of
was it a liquid Miracle Grow?
No, this was a sacks of soil, like
I've used that shit. It's like the black gold one kind of looking bag, I think.
So it must be amended in already then if it's organic.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
the bag was like fucking black mud with chips and mulch and shit in it, and it did not drain well. There was no perlite or anything in there for drainage. It was terrible soil when I used it.
It's for I think it's for amending soil. It says it right on the bag. You can it will make crappy soil good or something like that, pretty much. But I know
it did not do well in my little planter with some flowers in it outside.
Hey, I like going down there when they have busted open bags, man, and you can get shit on a discount.
What is it? Is it peat based? I guess peat based.
Yeah, but it was like peat powder. So when it watered in, it just turned to mud.
Oh no.
I'm just curious of how that, if you were walking through there and you saw organic. Now, I feel that that's an overused thing. Organic doesn't mean just from where shit's sourced. It would mean also pesticide free, and other things too. So you have to pass certain criteria to be labeled organic. And how the hell does Miracle Grow achieve that with such bad publicity? And I look at that and I was thinking, so I bought a bag and we got it outside, and my wife put some what all do we put in that?
I started some sunflowers, some cucumbers, some basil, rosemary,
and then we're going to put some of the same stuff in our soil too, and see how things work out. We have some, what do they call that, natural terroir. When we was digging, we put our vegetable garden in this week, man. I put in 12 pepper plants, a couple cabbages, tomato plants. We got a whole herb garden and shit. So our soil, I could almost dig down through it with my freaking hand. There was no, all the people up and down the road are tilling their yards and shit up, and I'm over there digging mine by the hand. And I was very proud of that. And there was worms all through it. I found this piece of cardboard that didn't quite compost. It was up against the wood sides, and I split it in two, looking for tape that I might have missed. I don't know if anybody ever did that. When you cut your boxes up, you miss a piece of tape. You'll see it in your soil when you turn it over. So I was opening it up, and there's all these worms in there, little worms, big worms. I was so excited. That's yeah. For my wife. And so I'm like, you got to come see what our garden looks like. So
everywhere we dug, like every spot, there were so many worms. I was like, wow, you know, if we when we go fishing, we're just gonna dig here for some crawlers, some red wigglers. Lucky.
There's hemp. There's Supreme Grape. I know Miracle Grow. That's what I said. They got really bad rap. Who's that?
What's going on in Seed Person's garden here?
The blunt stuck to my finger. I was clicking on the blunt, trying to click on the mouth. Blunt stuck to my. I forgot.
I got you. Just I'm not as quick on the trigger.
Let me burn you up.
This is looking fine. Seed Person, frosty, beautiful.
Yeah, Seed General Hydroponics is owned by Miracle Grow. Seed Person, you're muted. I'm sorry. I should have said so.
What? Am I still muted?
Yeah, no, you're good now. Okay. We can hear you.
That was weird because it didn't say I was muted on my side.
Yeah, you was muted.
Yeah, no more nanners or balls or anything on any of these so far. That was my concern because the other seed of this was the one that was like really half man, half woman plant. You know,
I love the trimming on that plant, man. That plant looks beautiful. It looks so diesel like that. I mean, it's built. Yeah. That thing's built strong.
It was fun. Yeah, trimming it out.
Built like a brick shit house.
Is that like a modified main line? Looks like you did a cross.
Yeah, because I was taking clones of it and stuff. And
okay.
Hold on 1 second. Whoever's trying to get in, you're gonna have to do a little better than that. Go.
That's okay.
Yeah, you'll have to
keeping it clean. But yeah, back to that beautiful plant. I like how she's all just tied down like that. Beautiful.
So this is Flapjacks Gelato 41 9-pound hammer, and then I still got this one. The Glucky Monster is still going. All the ones that were in here are gone.
Dude, that thing is going forever.
Yeah.
He's beautiful. Those colors, man. Gorgeous.
Just falling over.
I know.
Oh, darn.
Seed Person has all the cool strains.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, he's got a...
He always has the fun stuff going on in his garden.
Oh, he ain't done yet. When do we get to the other one? I know he got some other stuff.
This is Cement Shoes, and it's the one that was throwing out extra branches down in here, so it's super bushy.
That's that one we were talking about. Isn't it tough trying to keep it the way you want it?
Yeah, and I just kind of let it do its thing, so it ended up like this.
It's a losing fucking battle, man. And then you get so upset. It's like, wow, I got all these little buds now, son of a bitch, you know? And I cut. Yep. That looks cool, dude. That's a pretty plant. It looks like it's under fluorescence almost with that color green.
You see that bud? It's like a double.
Dude, it's a double hammer.
Doubler.
It's going to connect. Is it going to connect?
I don't know. That's what it's been self-topping all over the plant, and it looks like it just stopped. It split and then started flowering. And then this is the purple panty dropper, alleged aphrodisiac strain.
Does it really work?
I don't know. We're gonna find out in about.
What if she's wearing blue panties?
If it does. It does work, man. Send some seeds my way, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. I had to buy a 10-pack, so I got a bunch of them. These are the Afghan, the Sheboygan landrace, and I put them in these 1 gallons. They're rags, and hopefully there's a couple females in here.
Oh yeah,
those are really beautiful.
Those rags,
gorgeous,
crammed in that little space, and I love it. And now, those are under flower now.
Yeah, they've been in here for like a week, maybe. Not even.
Right on, dude. I can't wait to see how they do. They're gonna start the bolt real soon, eh?
Hopefully, yeah. So you guys were talking about taking clones and then flipping the clones to see sex on reg seeds. That's what this is right here. So I just took these cuttings off of some of the plants in there and put them in this tint under 1212. And I remember very distinctly there was like a bunch of controversy about if you could flip a clone without roots. And so we're going to find out about that too. And see if these will show sex before they root or if they have to have roots before they show sex.
Doesn't it seem counterproductive,
person?
But I gotta say this: a guy that I really, really respect and look up to told me I've done this hundreds of times, man. When I worked for the place he used to work for, I don't want to say their name now because he don't work there no more, and I don't think he really promotes that. So, but Spartan Grown, man, he said that's how they did it all the time. And I was like, dude, that's freaking because. Here was my question on growing with my fellow growers. I said, wouldn't a plant be fighting itself? It's trying to root and change into reproductive mode all at the same time. I felt like one would take priority, and I felt like that priority would go to roots. This was all just conjecture in my mind. And then when he told me it's the exact opposite, he said they'll do both at the same time. Like, this is amazing. You know, this is where common sense really doesn't apply. And I was taught a lesson like many other times when I thought, you know.
Well, I was there. I think
everybody in the chat's like, "Yep, it works."
Jack was saying yes, or I think no, and Spartan was saying yes, you can, or there was like a pretty lengthy debate about it, and I was like, I'm just gonna do it.
And you got to see it for yourself, huh, seed person?
I like that.
Yeah.
I love that.
You're doing that.
You're like, frickin', I got to see for my own eyes, man. Nothing more powerful than that. What's happening on that?
I don't know. Is that just a weird plant?
Is that the top that you have in there?
No, this is an untopped seedling.
Ooh, yeah. I could see that, but doesn't it look a little top or something? It's all gnarled up.
It's not happy.
What do you suspect? Root damage or just a weird genetic flaw? How's the roots look?
I think it's just let's see. I think it's just the way that it's growing because I get plants that do this sometimes.
Yeah, and it doesn't have any
environment or what.
And they just grow out of it. Like I think that thing will just grow right the hell out of that.
They look great.
Hell yeah, that's beautiful. Roots.
Yeah, roots are fine.
Hey, and then you don't got no dead leaves. Even the first set of leaves when it came up was still there, man.
Yeah. That's
the toddy's still there.
I swear, dude. You must be growing on Indian burial ground or something because you do get wild shit happening, bro.
I think it's awesome. Hell yeah, you're lucky.
The state that I live in has a lot of very odd things that happen here. So, yeah, I don't know if it's something in the soil or what, but
hey, Bubbles, if you want to get in the show, man, we got to see it grow or something. I'm not letting you in until I see your grow or something cool, or see your face.
Yeah, you gotta show your face. You gotta,
or you're gonna have to take it somewhere else, man.
Yeah, see you jump out like that, and it just makes us know you're down to do us dirty. Please don't.
We're gonna kick him out. Hold on 1 second, guys.
But yeah, you always got that cool stuff going on in your garden, seed person, and it's so freaking cool. All
this is another one that's the three nodes.
That's wild. I love that. That's like one of my favorite anomalies to have the 3.
Is that the tribe?
That's cool.
I like saying that because everybody's like, no, they jump all over it. Like,
yeah, because we mislabeled it before.
It's
but
we were world phyllotaxy.
Yeah, we were lucky to get that one time in our garden.
Am I right, seed person? Is that a world phyllotaxy?
I don't want to get attacked, so I'm not going to say anything. I don't know what it is. It's three nodes. That's what I'll call it.
Yeah, the 3 node thing's cool. It's so cool. You know, it doesn't
I'll call it
very often.
I'll call it. It's a seed person special.
This is also this isn't. This is a on purpose weird one. This is a Frisian duck, so it's got that duck foot mutation.
Cool. So that when you see that in that plant, it's that you're expecting to see the difference.
So that's I think I'm gonna put. So I have too many plants. All these little solo cups in front, I got to do something with them, but I don't want to. I want to keep them, but I don't have room for them. So I'm thinking I'm gonna put this one up in the front room in the big window, and just let it grow out like a bush in the sun until fall, and then come down here and put it in my tent. Because it's gonna have that leaf mutation.
See what I mean, Chase? He was like, "Oh, he got all this." I said, "Wait till you get to the other."
Now, I wonder, like, if that's a strong smell going to come from is your place going to be fragrant having up in your window? Are you worried about any of that, or?
When I put the freak show upstairs, the whole room smelled like kind of like rancid meat, and I had to kill it because of that. But
yeah.
His wife said, no go, man.
Yeah, she said it smells funky in my office. I was like, sorry.
But if it has like a really good fragrance, she might be like, I want to keep that around. That smells much different. Really nice.
Right. So this is not GG4, the Gorilla Glue strain. This is the one that I'm working on. These are seeds that I made. That's a platinum float crossed to the green crack. And I got 3 of them up. I got 8 seeds out of that. And I did some in paper towels. There's one up here. And one of them popped. And then I had the rest of them were in little cups. And I only got 2 out of the soil there. And so I have 3 that made it so far.
Can I ask you a question? I'm sorry.
Yeah. I was like, I have a question too. Ladies. And it's about the way you have your paper towels hanging in your garden, in your
That was going to be my question. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Like, I understand that's they're always growing with the gravity and directional, that you're getting those roots come out that way. Is that?
Yeah, and it's warm up here with the driver up here and stuff. So that temperature up here is nice.
That's brilliant. I love it. Bravo.
What a good use of your space. You know, you have all your stuff happening right here, man. Different stages of growth, all the way from popping them seeds, clean up to saving. Here, let me go do that. Sorry.
This is my just random get it stoned and try and splice a branch into another strain.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
It's not doing very well.
Oh, yeah. Oh. That is wild.
It might do it. We talked about this seed person.
Yeah. And
that's a frankenweed.
I hope so. I hope it works, because then I wouldn't have to keep that one. I could just keep this one. And yeah.
Oh, is this?
Well, just like cool. It's just imagine like that. One plant, 4 strains, like all spliced on. That would be so freaking cool.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you can do it with like apple trees, and we've seen it with apple trees and different fruit trees.
I saw a vape pen that had that.
I haven't been in chat, and it seems like something is going on. Anyway, sorry. That's my shit.
I don't know what the hell is going on. I'm smoking a blunt and just chilling. I feel like I had somebody coming on named Bubbles, but all they would do, they try to do some sly shit. And then they're in the chat saying like very practical shit. So I feel like did I kick somebody out that was actually real, and now I'm gun shy because that dude flashed them things when they come on, and now I don't know what to think. Is that what you mean? Or you're talking about, that's not cool.
I don't know, some people are fighting or something.
Hey man, people are passionate about this. I hope they can be civil though,
Right. Just be kind to each other. Love is all we need, right?
Yeah, it's
well, we need more love in the world, right?
I think there's a lot of people I think a lot of people, it becomes more of right and wrong versus collaboration. Someone has to come out as like the winner or the right person, and sometimes that can be counterproductive. because at a certain point, regardless of what is laid out in front of you, you're going to be unreceptive. So it's best just to try and elaborate, take a point of view or leave a point of view.
Plus, you always got to consider it like what someone is going through. Maybe they're not having the best of day. You just got to patience and love. And I don't know. I try to be a better person than I was yesterday.
I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast. How's
You
that?
eat pieces of shit. You like fry those pieces of shit up with like onions and peppers, or do you just eat it pieces? Or...
Happy Gilmore, man. That used to be my jam. I tried to watch it not long ago, and it doesn't really have the same punch, but I always liked that saying.
Yeah, I wish it was lights on time for me, man.
I bet that you were grateful for the automation when you had the corona.
Yeah, but no, I still had to deal with my fungus gnat problem. So,
what's your fungus gnat problem?
Yeah, that I have them.
Did you try mosquito dunks?
Yeah, I mixed up some mosquito bits into some water and fed that to the plants, and then I bought some traps that like light up at ultraviolet that have sticky on them. I forget what they call them, but I only caught a couple so far. But I haven't seen any fungus gnats in a while, so I'm good with that.
That's good. That's
maybe they got the COVID.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. I know that disease good for something, hopefully. Like getting rid of my fungus gnats.
Yeah, bugs can be no fun. They add a little extra stress, and when you're not feeling good, it's like, come on, cut it a break.
Come on. Go away.
Go away already.
Yeah, I'm seeing results on this 28-hour light cycle though. My plants are really short and stout. They're barely bolting.
So we have ourselves the first observation from the extended day.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I might be able to present with. No, I guess. Well, I can share a screen.
Would I be playing devil's advocate if I said, have you ever flipped plants at the same day age on their regular daytime?
That's where I gotta say nope. And so
because I'm wondering if they would stay short.
Yeah,
because of their young age at flip, their sexual immaturity maybe or whatever. Could that be part of it? I don't know. I'm just talking out loud.
Maybe you test it the next grow, but you'll have the data here in your observations to make that conclusion.
And I would bet with your plant count, you're quite happy to see the stout nature of the grow.
Yes, very happy. I don't know. I could show pictures if I can present.
Yeah. Well, I can't. I don't think I. That's the thing with this. It ain't like the old Zoom.
It's not letting you.
No, it has the option. I just don't want to press it unless you give me permission.
Okay, there's Bubbles there. I think they have a grow. Let's see if you got a grow there, Bubbles. We'll let you on.
Yeah.
Okay, I see it. I see some plants. We're gonna add you in. I trust you. Oh shit! You can unmute. Can you unmute?
Hey, Smart. Let me turn off my speaker. I got a speaker going.
Okay, cool. Man, I'm so glad you come back. Now I feel like a real dick.
That's gonna help, but shit, now I can't hear you.
We're having a hard time hearing you, buddy.
No, you can't do that because you start feeding back. We have to stay at like 24. Yeah. Damn.
Your garden is absolutely gorgeous. Like, we'll put them up here on the big screen.
XYZ's back there.
It's gonna start lagging. I got a speaker on the ground. I gotta turn this off or something. But I'm not.
Okay.
Mute you guys.
Okay.
I'm just gonna mute you guys here so I can hear you at least.
Okay. We're grateful that you're on here showing your beautiful garden.
I'm trying. Anyway, day 50. A flower.
I can't hear. It sucks.
Day 50.
Okay. Boy, it's packed in there, man. Not many leaves left on those girls.
Oh, dude, it's a sore subject.
Shit, I'm afraid I can't hear nothing. I want to be a good host and respond.
It's like this one, I had it set up so well. Like you can see how big the tree is and all that, but it just it got too it grew together too much, you know. So, but I walk around here, and you can see the second half. So they're getting there.
Is this?
This grew in too tight too. You can see how this one. Last night I went in here with the scissors and I cut out branches just so they can breathe because it would just been a big lump of leaves and moldy shit. This one grew too far away from the light. I couldn't help it. But and then look at that.
What kind of? They're asking what kind of system you're running.
Oh, it's DWC.
DWC.
Yeah. So I fill this up. I turn this. I pour it. I pump it all out the wall here, and then once a week, and then I turn off the valve, turn off my chiller, turn off the autofill. I got an autofill here. Can you guys see that? It's like a refrigerator, right? So
Nice.
I fill this up, and then I mix up. Here, if you guys can see, this is my mix chart, right? So that's like, it says how many gallons. If I could get you, it's 100 gallon. So I mix up for 100 gallons, right? And then when I'm done, I release it, and then it waters itself down. And then when I'm done, I write my numbers here so I can know if I'm on target.
Oh, this is badass.
That is, I really like your system there. How you're keeping track. That's nice.
Hey, real quick, can I just ask, are you possibly holding your hand over the microphone?
Are you holding your hand over the?
Because it just seems low, but we can hear it.
The only thing I would suggest for everybody is I want to get a sensor for the ground so that I can detect when it's leaking. Because right now it might leak and it might dry up before morning and I won't ever know. So I come in here when the pH rises too much. I'll know it's probably adding too much water. So I'll check the parts per million. And there's a good chance it probably overfilled somewhere, overflowed, or just eating a lot. Need to fill it up a second time in a week maybe. So.
Those look like SP3000s.
They are, but I tell you what, wear my ones. I'm gonna get these ones for sure. Right? I mean, they say like 30% more efficiency, like 1 per watt versus 2.5, and it's exactly 30%. The buds are like 30% bigger, pretty much. So, and the same amount of energy, right? The same amount of, yeah, it'd be stupid not to buy another one and stack them over here. Or I was going to get one of those 2 foot by 4 foot FCs. I don't even know if they make them anymore, and stack a couple of them in here. So, yeah.
Well, you got quite the system there, man. You got your plants wrapped around the corner and everything. It's like
I love that space, man. You did a great job.
And this, I sit right here. It's where I come here and sit down, you know, smoke my weed, and just look at them. So how you guys doing today?
The uniformity of it, and it's all the same bucket. It's really clean. I love it.
Yeah.
I love that you get to sit in there and smoke and hang out with your plants.
Yeah, well, I want to get a Peloton maybe, right? And then I can produce some CO2 and get a workout. You know, it'd be fun. Because right now I got a treadmill, but I share it with my mom, and I don't know if it would fit in here. Shit.
It's tight.
Yeah,
That's extra CO2.
Oh yeah, my dad helps out. He's got this air handler. If he wants to, he got disconnected right now and cat. But if he wants to, he has a lot of these air filters, so he can send the heat upstairs. So a lot of this heats the house. A lot of it. So yeah.
That's
so
cool.
Do you smoke with your mom and dad too?
Yeah.
Awesome. That is awesome.
Hey Bubbles, do you have? Yeah. Did you turn off your microphone, your speaker? Because it seems like something's taking away your voice, and if we could figure that out, it would make this a much better dialogue. You know?
Is that better?
No, you just seem
Someone
very.
talk to me.
No, you sound much better now.
Say something else.
I can't hear shit though, so I guess I'm gonna head out. But it was nice chatting with you guys. I got company coming over. I actually have some new plants coming in, so it's gonna be a good day for me.
Sweet.
Well, hey,
sweet. We really appreciate you coming on and showing us your beautiful gardens.
Yeah, I mean, I would stay longer, but I'm literally holding my phone to my ear so I can hear you guys.
We understand. Maybe some other time you can get it figured out and come back, and we'll be able to chat some more.
There's not really much more to see, but yeah, maybe in a week or so, maybe when they're more pumped up, I can. Yeah, it's pretty much it, you guys. Have a good day.
Thanks, Bubbles, and welcome back anytime to test out your equipment. That's what we're here for. If you
give Mimsy a treat for me.
I sure will.
Oh, that's great.
Wow, what a beautiful setup there. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's nice meeting new people. Bubbles. What do you think of that XYZ? That's pretty nice setup.
That nice automation, huh?
I knew your mouth was watering. He's not there.
Yeah, that was a nice setup. A lot of work put in that one.
I thought.
Sorry, guys. I didn't realize I was muted. I said I have a leak detector for him if he's interested.
Ah, a leak detector.
Well, leak detectors.
Is that the radio frequency ones that you put underneath like a washing machine inside of the little bin, and then whenever it senses water, it shuts off the water supply or something?
No, I was gonna suggest level sensors for all his tanks.
Well, if Bubbles is still listening, then maybe we can hook you up together. And
he did sound like a young man, and a very interesting young man, and it's nice to see.
Yeah, I like seeing his gardens.
He'll have hopefully a long career of growing his own cannabis in front of him.
Yeah, I had something similar when I was 16 back in my mom's house out in the old shed. I set up a grow out there, and yeah, it reminds me of that.
Here's an old face, friendly face. Mr. Ice and I, how's it going, buddy?
All right, good. Oh, sweating my
cheers.
Yeah, I'll just sorry.
No, I was going to say XYZ was maybe working on some pictures to show us. Is that still going down?
Yeah. Let's see if it works.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get.
I don't have any way to give you like control
powers or controls like we used to be able to
make
do.
people co-host, and then they would be able to like share a screen easily and shit. Like Tal would do it, everybody did it, and now it's like there's really not that option. We've looked, and I can't figure out a way to make somebody else co-host. But if you put them on your screen, I'll put you on the big screen, and that should be the same deal, right?
Yeah, that's what it says it's sharing.
Oh, it's not. Hold on, I'm gonna put you on the solo layout. It's not sharing nothing. All I see is that root ball in your hand.
Oh, that sucks.
You may have to turn your camera on or something and have background or something. I don't know how that works. Anybody know?
Huh.
Let's try entire screen.
We look forward to it comfortably. Num says when their situation gets better, they'd like to show their plants. Here's XYZ. We're going to add you to this page.
There we go.
Is it Sharon?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's a picture of your plants. They're looking nice.
Hold on. I messed it up. Let me get you on the big screen here. There. Is that working?
I don't know. I'm afraid to switch it over.
Yeah, it's working.
It's showing us a little picture in the upper left corner, and these are your flipped plants.
Yep.
How many days?
They've been flipped for 3 days.
Oh. They're gonna do nice.
But, yeah, they're little short stout things.
You might lose a couple of those, or no? Are those are femmed or no?
Most of them are femmes.
Okay. Oh yeah.
See if this. Yeah.
There was one. If I remember correctly, there was one that was like a small anomaly that you weren't going to. How's it doing?
Do you see the black and white picture?
Yes.
So you got on the right side, you got 1, 2, 3. It's the third one on the right.
Okay. So it doesn't look much smaller. Yeah, it doesn't look like it looks like it's, right up with your other plants there. I can see that it's contending for the light space.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're all pretty short. I mean, they're bulking up, but they're just short. They're no more than 12 inches, if that, maybe 6. But yeah, they're doing good. I mean, 21 days of 28 hours and 26 at regular 24-hour days. But they've only been flowering for 3 days, so.
Yeah, that's just a short amount of time.
Well, a
not
couple of
seeing
them
any
are.
Action, I'm sure.
No, a couple of them are actually showing some pistil hairs.
Ooh, nice.
I don't know what. It's 8 days, I guess, since I started the transition, but I'm only going to say they've only been transitioned for 3 days.
So you're running a 14-14 schedule?
Yep. And it's really weird because the lights on time is always shifting. I mean, lights
every day.
Come on.
That would be the shittiest part of it for us that are on a circadian rhythm of 24 hours. Is that today lights would go on at a certain time, and then tomorrow would be a couple hours different, and you always would have to check to see.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can check. I got a screen tablet in the middle of them, and it tells you if the lights are on or off.
Yeah, it would be nice to have that, like a small indicator on your computer screen, or for me, I'd want something more idiot proof, like a small little bulb that hangs outside the tent, and it's on when the lights inside are on, or something like that. You know what I mean? A little LED.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I could rig that up, but
that's foolproof, right?
Well, I find if I walk up and the right tent is black, it's showing black on the screen, the lights are off.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good dummy.
So what does it do? I haven't even thought this through. So it just changes, like it advances 4 hours every day, or does it retard 4 hours, or what is the schedule there when you're on 28?
So what happens is it 2 hours. So 2 hours every day it shuts off later, and then 2 hours every day it turns on later.
Oh man! So you have 2 different times. You have a different on time and a different off time every single day.
Yep.
Hey guys, sorry to jump in here. I gotta go. I wanted to say goodbye to everyone.
We always appreciate your presence, seed person.
Yes, I appreciate y'all, and I will see you all this evening.
Yeah,
and
check you out later.
In chat. Sorry. All right, bye.
No,
No
you
problem.
you can tell everybody where they can find you before you go.
Say your goodbyes.
Seed Person One on Instagram, seedperson1@gmail.com. And yeah, y'all know where I'm at. So I'll see y'all around. Appreciate everyone and grow love.
Thank
Grow
you.
love,
Appreciate you.
Grow love. See you, Seed.
We appreciate you for sure.
We're gonna welcome in the LED grower, and hey, you got a few minutes to hang out, LED?
Yeah, I have a few minutes.
Cool. We go back to XY. What was we talking about? I didn't want to.
The light schedule, how we were.
Oh yeah, someone in the comfortably numb in the chat. I'm gonna put you on the spot, XYZ. They want to know, why would you use 14 hours of light? I'd have to see a huge yield increase to make it work the confusion. And I'd just like to say that the only way to find out if there's a huge yield increase is by doing it, right? But I don't know if that's your goal in all of this, XYZ. Maybe you can tell the good guys and gals.
So what? It's more of an experiment to see what happens. But primarily the idea is that my plants won't bolt to be big tall plants, and supposedly since they're getting more light on time, they should grow a little bit fatter fruits.
Yeah,
That's the goal.
And
then the other thing is that if I shorten the day, let's say I went with a 16-hour day instead of a 28, what I've been researching is actually I get more internodal distance between like the nodes, so I get taller plants.
Okay. Revenge of the 5th is when we heard about this. Today's Revenge of the 5th. I had to put that in there. Yesterday was May the 4th be with you, right? Today's Revenge of the 5th. And
nice.
Up next was Asanai on the camera. And then we'll go to LED Grower after that. Let's put you on this solo. Comfortably Numb said, thank you for answering. I don't know if you're watching the chat, but that's what they said. He said it is interesting. And that's one of the reasons why people do stuff, you know.
Fun experiments.
Yeah.
Gotta have fun in the garden.
XYZ is an interesting guy, and he comes up with some good stuff. Seed Person does. All of our friends do. Like Asanai, just off the top of my head, he recently rooted a bud that I didn't think was going to go, and he did it in sphagnum moss. Remember that?
The sphagnum moss. I, mean, I remember.
I'm talking. It was like
that was cool to see.
He harvested week 9 or whatever, right, Asanai? It was like right when he was harvesting, he decided to plop it in there on our show.
Yeah, you know, I could have bought that. I just couldn't be bothered to finish it off. I just wanted to, you know, you got to practice at certain things every now and then just to you know, hone your skills in and just not slack on anything really. But yeah, everyone was doing experiments and stuff, and I thought, I'll just give it a go. And yeah, first time in 7 days, it just roots just got to end up cutting. If I'd have took it out of the humidity dome and stuck it in the flower pot, as soon as I see the roots, that would have re-vegged, and you know, I would have had a monster crop from it. But I couldn't be bothered with that. It's just a bit too much work.
I got my Agnes Beckett seeds, man. They're downstairs on the kitchen table. Got them yesterday.
Thank you, Jay Patrick, and the good folks over at the Caribou Heart TV show. That was awesome of them. We got a chance to win.
And Agnes Beckett for making those seeds. That's going to be fun. What we got here? You got any of those going right now, Asanai?
Hang on. No, I actually haven't. This is all greenhouse stuff in here right now. I just had a bit of a tidy up, chop down everything, or chop down what was ready. I'm gonna have a little look in a minute. Cleared some space. I might just be. I'll just shut this light down. I might as well. You know, there's nothing underneath it going at the minute. I've just condensed everything back to this small little footprint here.
Cool, man. It's nice to do a good cleanup. Make sure all the harbinger of bad is gone.
You got, when you get the opportunities, like when you got half of your room, you can then sort of like shift over and then move back and, you know, clean one half at a time.
Yeah.
It's all good. All
Nice
good.
clean slate for all your good bugs to be harmonious together with just the good things and none of the bad, right?
Yeah, but not only that, I like to come and sit down on the floor and, just perch myself down on the floor. And when you start mixing up teas and everything, you get horrible shit all over the floor. You don't want to be sitting in it, really. It's a constant nightmare of being infected by bacteria that you don't really want on you sometimes. It's good for the garden, but not for you necessarily. Well, anyways, yeah, this is all greenhouse stuff in here at the moment. This is the Milky Dreams, which is what I was looking forward to. It's got a nice stack on the top there, and everything's turning out pretty much the same. I'm getting these nice little bushes with nice big skirts on them, and the big central collar. I reckon this one might finish up to be quite chunky. Might be quite, when it's all said and done. I'm looking forward to seeing how this one comes out.
Yeah, that one, it almost looks like it was topped, doesn't it? If it didn't have that main cola right up through the middle, you would think it was almost topped the way the rest of it grew. And I know you don't top a lot of your plants really ever, right?
No.
That one did great.
I do a little bit of training. I bend them over and I stress them out or a little bit just to allow these to come up. Instead of top, just for a click on it for a couple of days. That'll send a message to these ones like you're all now tops. Then you take your clip off and everything goes back, and you've got some half decent, what I call, half decent size. And it's and it also forces the stacking on your lowers. Everything that's coming off the bottom there will start stacking as well, which is I love. everyone loves to see it go stack all the way down. Yeah, but
here's Dr. Luby. Sorry, go
ahead. What's this one in here? This is one of those nori cakes. It's only just now come in, so still ain't. Got some little pre-flowers on there now going.
Yeah.
This one is a tartan. It's probably about a week or two in.
Nice.
Same with this one. This is a nori cake again, which is the same as that one. It's just I flipped this one earlier.
Okay.
And this is another tartan, and this one's just gone directly into the bed again, into my soil instead of doing it on the pot. Still mixing it up a little bit.
I look like I saw something chopped up and laying there for compost over to your right. Yeah, right there.
Let me check. Yeah, I see what you mean.
I didn't know if you found a male or if that was like just some regular pruning.
No, this was just a root ball that was left inside one of these. That was a good fix. I just left it on the top there.
I gotcha.
When that will dry up and break up, I'll just chop it up and just mix it in.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got all these are pretty much ready to go again. This is where you can see where the pots were.
I see. They did good there too. That experiment or whatever has been working out pretty good. I'd say it's a success, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Basically, I don't have to worry about them ever running dry.
Exactly.
But I also get I can get this top bit here dry. This is but when it requires water, the water root's all down the bottom anyway. These are like the feeding roots. I call a feeding zone. This is more like the water zone. There's a little, the worms are going to be coming in and out and dropping stuff as they come in and go, whatever.
And you're making sip pots with soil under instead of water.
Oh, that's an interesting way to look at it.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. The roots are getting down in there, and like he said, they can never really get super dried back. You probably get a little bit of droopage, but not what you probably would, obviously, if they weren't connected. And if people don't know, he punches holes in the bottoms of all those pots, and then plops them down on the big ones.
Yeah, I might be switching it up a little bit because it's a little bit space consuming. I might just, I'm always experimenting. I might even get rid of these 30 gals and just see what I can do in there. See what I can produce with just a bunch of these little 7 liters. It's just an experiment, and I'm just if I'm not doing something new, it's just going to get boring and stagnant, and so.
How you been doing, man? I know there for a while you had a couple issues you were working through with your health, like all often we all run into. And how's things going? You feeling all right?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I've changed my diet.
Yep.
Had some good reports back from the investigations that they've done. Put my mind a little bit at rest. I've still got niggly issues, but to be honest, since I changed the diet, I'm feeling a lot better, and I've got a lot more energy, and I've got this new thrive for life again, which I generally have anyway. But for a little while, I was sort of like a little bit down on myself and a little bit unmotivated. Now I've got the motivation to get out of bed every day and say, let's have it,
Nice. That's awesome to hear.
It does my heart good to hear that, man, because I've been feeling a rejuvenation myself with spring. I had a little bit of a rough winter, and I watched you, man, and I know that it can be tough. So I'm glad to hear that you're feeling better and things are working out. And hell yeah.
The
other thing is, the sun's out now, isn't it? That's the other thing. I was really low on my vitamin D. That was, quite low. So I've been stacking up on the vitamin D, and I've been spending the last few days just sitting out with the grandson out in the sun and just baking all day, getting a nice little bit of colour on my skin, and everything. Getting my, I don't know, probably about 8,000 steps in a day, taking the dog for walks, lifting a little bit of weights, eating meat, no carbs, and yeah, I still ain't done it yet, but I've got to quit smoking. At the end of the day, that's probably one of the biggest causes of problems is you're inhaling that smoke, and it's causing that inflammation. If we can consume the cannabis in a different form of smoke, I'm all for it. And, I'm not too kid, and only because I've spent 50 years almost smoking like a chimney, and I'm now paying the price for it. Hopefully, it's not too late. It's never too late to stop and quit and give up and think about the 12 years you can put back on your lifespan. So that's the way I'm now thinking about it. Every time I have a fag, I'm fucking hating myself, or not a fag or a joint or whatever. I'm just like, I shouldn't be doing this. I get pains in my chest every time I do it.
Yeah, man, you hold yourself to a standard, and sometimes when you don't reach those standards, we really get down on ourselves. But hey, at least you're
trying,
and you're being honest with yourself. You're being honest with your friends and family. You're trying, like my wife said, and ultimately, this is we like to think we're one of the original garden tour shows. We've been doing this for a while, but ultimately, you guys are our friends, and we make sure that we're healthy and we keep our mental health, man, is a big thing too, and those go hand in hand. When you don't feel well, it's easy to get down. It's easy to isolate, lay in bed a lot and things like that. And like you said, spring's here, man. Hopefully anybody that seasonal depression, man, is a real thing.
Oh yeah.
If you have a lot of heavy stuff happening in winter, so hopefully everybody starts feeling better.
You got those beautiful buds hanging, man.
Where's
so beautiful?
Damn, we lost.
LED dropped off.
He just dropped off. I must have rambled on too long. Damn it.
We apologize, LED. Yeah. If you have time,
I started rolling up and wasn't even thinking shit. I should have said something. Hey, what's that?
Yeah, this is one of my Persian pies, cross of the Amy Aces. Really funky banana on this one.
Hey, I wish you lived closer, bro.
Is another one. I'll say I've got two different females. I've got two that are similar. This type of bud structure, which is a little bit looks fat and squashed. And it's all stacked up and frosty, and they all smell the same. And yeah, this is another one. It's a purple version of it.
Oh, that's frosty.
Yeah, it's really sticky as well as I'm now touching that. I ain't even touched the bud.
Oh yeah. I can see your fingers all sticking together. That's nice.
This is the root beer freeze cross gelato 33. This is from the Caribou crew. Fluff sent me this one. This is quite nice, you know. It's nice to have some of the sought after genetics by Mean Gene and whatnot. This is this is one of Agnes's, the TK cross TK.
Oh yeah.
This is the limey version of it.
See you, Jay Patrick.
And
yeah, limey. A lot of people like that. Have you had it yet? Before?
No. I'm smoking another one of these, but it hasn't got the lime. It's just and it is like a nice bit of old school giggly. Makes you want to just take the piss out of people and annoy your mates and whatever.
Oh, I love that description.
I like it.
And this is another one of Agnes's. It's the blueberry muffin cross chili bean. And I'm looking forward to this one because this one thinks it's more blueberry than the blueberry. No, agree.
More blueberry than the blueberry.
Yeah.
I like it.
And it's sticky as well. And these are all the ones that are. Oh, that's one of Tal's, the Ronberry cross cheesequake.
Oh, now hold on 1 second. That's the one that doesn't have any real name, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm wondering because we was talking about that in chat before. He doesn't have a name for it. That's the first time you grew that, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Toy Stick sent me these, by the way. But it's got nice, by the look of it already, it's got a nice leaf structure on there. It's you can see it's not the Ute run of the mill. It's got this elongated, long. I call it a bit slim, not quite full sativa, but compared to something like these, like these wide fat ones. Fucking funky,
yeah,
man.
I definitely see a different, and that's exactly how I categorize sativa and indicas. Pretty much in my mind, when I see a plant growing, like right there's a perfect example. The one on the right is indica to me. It has a real fat middle leaf, and then the other one has that skinnier. But
there's so many hybrids.
Those are all nice looking plants already.
These red Kachina from like I said, they're from Conscious Genetics. That's that one and these two. So I've got three red Kachinas. This is a blue Moby from Seed Stockers, and these are two Magna Cracks. I just didn't have the room to pot these up, but I might just leave these ones in there and bring these up quite a bit, and might just put these in the bed and see how they go. The ones that are in the little pots. Give them a little challenge.
The American one. The American one says that Ronberry mom really got me high, not stoned. I never really gave a difference between high and stoned. Have you ever thought of a difference?
I've been thinking of a difference ever since ever since I heard Jimi Hendrix say not necessarily stoned but beautiful, and I always wondered,
that's a good
not necessarily stoned, but
I call it being lifted.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna put the American one on the spot. I want to come out and meet him this summer, man. He's not as far away from where I live as he once was, and I definitely want to hook up with him. Take a couple buds of Stacy as she's getting older and older in the jar.
And some of our other favorites.
Maybe a couple other favorites and meet up somewhere. And
smoke.
At least for one day, or my wife and I come out and grab a room overnight somewhere in a cool place out that way. And I think it'd be fun to meet Tal and
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We definitely want to meet you, Tal. We're huge fans. That would be cool. I gotta get a t-shirt to sign.
Hey, Sevens, if you all right, so we can do this if you want to. When you come on, I won't put you on the big screen until I change your name to Sevens. But you might not want the people on the actual panel here to know your real name either, which they would all see it. The only people that wouldn't see it is the chat. So either way, I want to say cheers to our buddy Sevens, and we have a link.
Yeah, we have a link. I think Smot can share.
I'm going to try.
We're going to try, Sevens, to get that video of yours. And then if you can't come on, then maybe people can just go and ask you questions
I'm going to hold
on
you
your
to it.
Instagram, which I would post the link, but I don't have a wrench.
Oh, you got to.
I'll just say cheers to everybody in chat.
Let me give you a wrench.
I lost the Gmail account, and along with that went my YouTube. So
Look at her in the chat all by herself with no wrench. Only person not in blue.
But if you give me a wrench, I'll share the Instagram. I'll go grab the Instagram.
Ooh, I'm gonna give you top managing moderator status.
Ooh, hey.
That's big time. Hey, so Sevens, we're definitely gonna Bruegel Force. He's calling me a loser in the chat.
Oh, come on.
Oh, I probably deserve it. I don't even know what I said. What did I say?
Yeah, I posted Sevens Instagram. If we shows video and he can't come on and you have questions,
we can do this. No, see, I don't know how to get there. So the problem is my StreamYard. When I'm looking, if I open up YouTube, it's gonna start talking, and then I got hold on.
Okay.
If you hear something, just you guys let me mute myself. Yins can talk amongst one another. Is that all right? I need a minute.
Yeah, we're just gonna experiment.
Yeah, go for it. Jace, you there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So your diesel didn't come up. I've never grown diesel before. I have a couple seeds, but
Yeah, I've never grown it either before. I was really looking forward to it, but like I was saying earlier, I can get a clone of it. So I'm gonna probably in the next few days, I'll probably call around and get a clone going. Wait for these to get a little bit bigger because that clone's gonna be bigger than these, and I don't want it too far ahead because then I got lopsided plants.
yeah, cool. Yeah, I have lopsided plants. I planted 6 seeds to begin with. Then 3 days later, I planted 3 more, and then I planted like 12 after that or something. I've planted quite a few.
Yeah, this is my first seed run. I'm hooked on it so far, so I think I'll start going seed from here on out. This is my sativa run, so once I get done here, I'll go back to indica. I'm thinking about doing like a Humboldt seed run, like with some blueberry muffin and upside down pineapple cake. I'll just have to look at the flowering times and see. So they got some real fast flowering strains there, so I got to be careful.
Oh, really? So like how many weeks?
I think maybe the blueberry muffin and the pineapple upside down pineapple is only 45 days. At least that's what they advertise.
That's quick.
Yeah, that's quick.
I bet you have to be firing on all cylinders though for 45 days.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I've still got those Tropicana cherry seeds too. I'd like to grow those in my next run.
Oh yeah, those are good. Yeah, I grew them last go and I'm very happy with those.
How's the smoke on them? They taste good.
Oh yeah, yeah. I just took a couple rips off my bomb with the Trop cherry.
Yeah, I've had Tropicana cookies and Tropicana banana, and I just grew some cherry pie. That cherry pie is pretty good.
Yeah. Where did you get the cherry pie from?
I got that from Clone, which is going to be the same place I'll have to get my sour diesel from. They're a pretty good provider. They've got about 3 to 4 dozen different strains to choose from.
I think I figured it out when you guys are done.
Thank you for your patience and your help.
Yeah, man.
Smart, you got some pictures of that pickle factory you used to work at?
The pickle factory. All right, let me see if I can share this. Maybe that's not it. This is it. So I got to get rid of this one. Give me 1 second here, guys. Close this. All right, I'm back to you. Now I can go to here. I can share screen. All right, I'm going to try this. But I got to play the audio on this video, so I don't know how that works. Let me see if this is going to work. Share screen. What comes up? Window. That's not it.
No.
That ain't it. It ain't working. There's no tab to select. Why is it not working? Oh, well.
Oh, we're sorry, buddy. I thought that we could play it, and it figures.
I have it up on another screen, but it's not picking up on when I push present. Son of a bitch. That's all right.
Well, I did put those links in chat. I encourage everybody to go over and check out Seven's videos on that Cinco de Mayo update. And
XYZ, you'll know. He'll see. Sevens, you'll remember XY, and guys, he's the one that has the real big heavy duty pipes going into the side of his setup, and then his water coming in is coming out like a metal faucet. It's pretty badass, man. It's a heavy duty industrial style small grow. I really like it. It's DWC.
And I just wanted to tell Hills Grow, we definitely have room for you to come on and give an update to us. We have another 12 minutes. We'll be here talking and hanging out. So
there's 55 people here.
If you want to come on and give us an update, we would be honored to have you. Hey, and that goes for anybody else.
I just finished throwing up this buckhorn, and I gotta say, life's been really good lately. And I'm happy-go-lucky this weekend. Seems like work has been just crushing one after the other, and things have just been going well for some reason. And I hope that it continues. And I hope that all of our friends here have a good, prosperous summer. This is the summer of George. If you're a Seinfeld fan, you'll know what I mean.
The summer of Smot?
Yeah.
There we go. Maybe. I'm glad that the weather's changing and it's nice and warm out.
Hold on a second. XYZ, you sound like you're a mile away.
Really?
You still there?
Do I? Yeah.
Ah, man, that's low, bro. I can barely hear you.
It's all right.
Engine nerding. That's what it says. Look, there goes Asinai. He's making something, and it don't look like no pot of coffee neither. What? You're on mute.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm doing my yogurt. This time I've added a few more beneficial strains. When I went and had that investigation done, when they took the camera down, they said I had some inflammation down in my duodenum or some little part of your stomach down there. They said I had inflammation, and I googled it and everything and done a little bit of research. They said it's most commonly caused by a bacteria that 50% of us probably have anyway, but it's no good for you. And I found some strains that I can incorporate into my yogurt that should take care of it, hopefully.
Nice.
Here comes Hills Grow.
Scott, Christy, welcome. Hey,
how's it going?
So this weekend was busy for me. I had to chop down the room that the last time I came up, it was a sea of green.
Yeah.
And, so we moved a bunch of stuff around. We had to wash all the walls, clean all the fans, and do everything there. I'll show you what this looks like now. Back camera. So the plants were a little bit bigger and I don't have as many. So now we threw up a scrog net, kind of unorthodox style, but so I can still get in the door.
I like it.
I
like it.
Nice.
Very first day, they just got thrown in here last night. So I got to pull a couple through and work. There's some dead holes over here. But they're just adjusting. Maybe I should turn down the light. And it looks like that one's actually dry. So I should get in here and water. So, yeah. And then we got the back room set up with the...
wow.
Nice, man. Look at that.
That is so beautiful.
Congratulations on a very successful harvest, if you ask me, my friend.
Well, yeah. So... individual plants hang. We didn't chop any branches off. We did kind of a dry trim, a wet trim, I'm sorry. So we cut out a lot of the sugar leaves. We cut them kind of close. So
well, that's almost a must when you're jamming that many plants in almost any square footage, really, right? That's a lot of vegetation there. You got to trim that down.
Yeah,
that's
or the humidity would get too high. So circulating and trying, this ain't very big, but trying to help out my wife. She says the house stinks. So I got all my fans running right now, pretty much. But yeah, this will be up for another, I think, a week, and we'll get that in the bag or less. It's running about I'm down here now, and I opened up some doors, but I let in a bunch of hot air. So it's
right on.
It's 68, 67. The humidifier is running. I got the lights on, but during the night it gets down to about 65 down in here, and I can get down the humidity down to 60. So 70 to 60 on the temperature and 60 to 65 on the humidity. But yeah, we're trying to get it all cured or hung and dried. That's all starting. Yeah, I veg those too long compared to what I normally do, but they'll do good. And then we got a bunch of seedlings in here that I need to clone, plant, train, do something with, but I had to move up some mothers upstairs, but made some room, and everybody's happy now. So yeah.
Right on.
My dad came down and helped me. It was really a big help, and he took home a bunch of couple mothers to flower out, and yeah, he took home a bunch of smoke. And he actually I gave him all the buds when he was trimming. He cut a couple buds off, so he got some pre-buds that aren't necessarily dried that he can dry. But I'll send him some of the new harvest soon. So. He only lives a couple hours away. He loves to come down and give me a hand. But yeah,
that's awesome.
But yeah, I decided I had to throw up this scrog. So we threw up the trellis net and kind of made it work with the light pattern, except for I just needed to be able to get in the door. So
no, yeah. I think that works great, man.
Yeah, I love it. I love how you have it angled in there. It looks nice.
For the square footage, I think you're going to be happy with your yield in there, and it's really out of the way for you, isn't it?
Yeah, this is 12 plants, so this is a third of the plants that were in there before. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Hopefully I won't have as much humidity problems. Here pretty soon. And also here pretty soon I'll go refill up my CO2 and get that going again in here. It's not necessary right now, but eventually it will be. And yeah. But yeah, that's where I'm at today. Excited about the phenos that I just cut down. They're, oh my God, new genetics and sorry, I'm trying to flip this around. But new genetics for me, new smells, new tastes. Excited to get through some of these, So.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And then, I guess I didn't show those. My dad took the mothers, so I had to cut a couple clones. and I'll fire up the little cloner and save some genetics that I got. But yeah,
that's cool, man.
Well, definitely thanks for letting me jump up and share my garden with y'all. I really
nice shirt too, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Like, that's so exciting too, the pheno hunt. Now that the plants are done, it's like being a kid the night before Christmas, because you know that you're going to be sampling those like right around the corner.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Bravo.
all of those. There were 9 different strains or cultivars, whatever you want to call it, that I'd never taken. Well, 8 of them I'd never taken a flower before, so I never didn't know what the tastes. They're all from clone, so yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that was a good.
I'm excited.
Man.
It's one of my best harvests so far. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's some nice thick colas in there hanging. I can't wait to hear how they. I hope everything cures up great for you.
Yeah, I gotta say, you did a beautiful job, wet trimming those. They all look so uniform and just beautiful.
Yeah,
bringing out that the hefty beauty of the fat bud.
Huh. Did I give it?
Thanks,
Yeah,
you missed the square on that sprout. Yeah. Hey.
It'll fill in quickly. He just flipped those. I'm sure it'll be some of those squares will be sharing real estate with a partner for cola, or buds.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a few days, kind of adjust some things, just so I don't miss anything, and then I'll flip them probably like Tuesday. But I got to get in there and lay it underneath and pull some stuff around and fill up some more holes. But yeah, plus it looked like they needed watering, which I didn't plan on. So, ta-da!
Well, it's about time for us to wrap up this show, and we'll let you get to your watering. If you want to go first and tell people where they might be able to find you and follow along.
Hey, just here on YouTube at Hills Grows, over at the Happy Cultivator. Me and both of him do a show on Tuesdays and Fridays. Sometimes they're early, sometimes they're late. I wish we could be a little bit more consistent on the time, but Instagram at Hills Grows also. But thank you, Smots. Thank you, Crispy, for letting me up.
Right on, man.
Thank you for coming on.
It's nice to see successful harvests from members of the community. That good shit, man. That's awesome. Asanai, you look like you got your mic close. You want to go next, buddy?
Yeah. Push and puff, everyone. Enjoy what's left in the weekend. Sorry.
No, take your time.
It's a bank holiday here, so an extended day in the sun for us lot.
Right on.
Later.
We'll talk to you. Definitely, hopefully, see the rest of those plants continue to develop in your garden as well. XYZ, we get to see it early flip. I can't wait to see those 14 and 14 days, buddy. XYZ, you want to go next?
I'm already starting to. Yeah, can you hear me?
Just, but not really.
No, it's tough. I text YZ Vector. You can find him around the way. That's where he's from.
Yeah, he's all over the place, always having those cool things going on in his tent. And hopefully you'll find him back here on the Smart Poker YouTube channel hanging out with us.
That's right. Last but certainly not least, our buddy coming on, keeping us updated with these seedlings. Didn't get the sour D, but hopefully you'll get a cut. The timing will be tough, Jace, but I'm sure you'll be able to squeeze it in there.
Squeeze in a clone in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Jace 20 Instagram. Special thanks to Smart and Crispy again for hosting the show. Love hanging out with you guys, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, man. Looking forward to the updates, and we appreciate the chat. They always have a great interjections and always bring a good vibe. Nice meeting Bubbles and some new people in the chat earlier today. So
and thanks everyone that came on our show and that comes and hangs out with us and
every
keep
week.
Coming back. We love you guys.
Grower love. See you next time.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you.